Chenyen Gipe Senam Ki Chola Penchir Sangye Jupa Sho Sangye Chedang Choki Chognam Nangchu Pardu Dagni Gyatso Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Senam Ki Chola Penchir Sangye Jupa Sho. All right. Happy 10 day. And here we go. Please explain how Gyaltsab J relates teaching cause and effect and teaching their real nature to the four higher truths, especially if you weren't around for the earlier class. Well, anybody can please answer though. I'm pretty sure we covered this in one of the morning classes as well.
Nick, is this talking about teaching things out of order?
No, well, it's kind of within that discussion, but he just wants to see. So Nagarjuna, one of his verses mentions these two things. Teaching cause and effect and then teaching their real nature. And then Gyaltsab J right away in this commentary relates them to the four truths in a certain way. And I'll give you a hint. He relates teaching cause and effect to one set of the four truths, one portion of the four truths. And he relates teaching the real nature, which is a certain thing, and extra points if you say what that real nature is. And I said it this morning too.
So it says the real nature is an absence
Of something that Gyaltsab J likes to talk about a lot. Maybe I should have phrased the question differently. It made sense to me. Teaching karma and its results are related to the first two truths, as the results are suffering and karma and the kleshas, and are its cause. Their real nature, which Arya Nagarjuna characterizes as being the fact that they don't start through some nature of their own, is the latter two truths, as understanding them is the path, and when we realize that, we've reached the truth of cessation.
let's see. Yeah, okay.
Is that what you were trying to say?
I mean, it was a feeling.
Does anybody remember this from this morning?
I do now that you said it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Was that Venerable Gyaltsab?
Yeah. Well, I remember the first two, the teaching of karma and results connected with the first two.
Right there. Okay. Let's wake up because I'm sleepy too. All right, I'm sleepy too. This is the last translation class of the term. So this is the last quiz of the term. So you guys can do it. Like pretend you have all this energy. It's like the last leg of a marathon. Please give the details of the Bodhisattva vow about teaching people emptiness before they are ready. And for extra credit, name the book where we got this definition and its author. I said please.
They have
So they're not a proper receptacle.
Uh-huh.
If someone has their mic on that's making a lot of noise, maybe you could mute. They have a motivation to benefit all beings. After they're taught emptiness, they get scared and then they drop down to practice on the lower vehicle. That is just to achieve nirvana for themselves. And it's from something called the String of Shining Jewels.
Beautiful. By
Nagarjuna.
Nagarjuna.
No, it's a good
No.
guess. Much, much more recent.
I don't see the author's name.
It's
What-
not there yet.
Wasn't it Geshe Tsewang Samdru?
Yes. Yes, String of Shining Jewels by Geshe Sewang Tangyu, around 1835. He was the teacher to one of the Dalai Lamas. I don't remember which one. 12th.
Number 10.
Number 10, yeah. Question 3. Gyaltsab gets a bit wrathful about the idea of teaching emptiness before teaching people cause and effect. If we do that, what does he say we also might as well do? And then what does he say will happen if we do teach it this way?
Go through Tonglen before we do Tsoklam.
Yes, yes, exactly. You might as well just bring people to Path of Sea. And then he gives another one. He just throws in another one for the sake of doing it. Anyone? I think I said it this morning.
Is it one of the truths?
Close. It's one of another big subject.
6 perfection.
Yeah. What did he say about the 6 perfections?
Oh, we should teach the sixth one first. The perfection of wisdom.
Just might as well be the first one. Yeah. Wisdom might as well be the first perfection.
Then,
Right.
yes.
And what did he say will happen? Sorry?
After that, they will teach karma.
Yeah, he's just saying, teach emptiness and then teach karma. He's saying that as a. All right, so that leads into the next question, Jenny. Thank you. He's like, yeah, just go ahead and teach emptiness and then teach karma, and then this will happen. What does he say will happen if you do that?
The people will scared about karma.
No,
But
no, I want to know what he says.
They wouldn't care about
Yeah.
not doing bad karma and doing good karma, and it will mess them up.
Lakpa.
Say that again.
Lakpa.
Oh no, that's true, but then he makes a sarcastic statement at the end.
Oh, they say,
They'll have to join the mixed nuts in their next life.
No, he says, if people do learn emptiness first, then worrying about cause and effect will be like counting wrinkles on a rabbit's antler. We don't need to worry about anything. We will automatically just stop making bad karma and we can just relax and be happy.
So Nick, can I ask you about that? We might as well do the perfection of wisdom first in the 6 perfections. Isn't it true that one doesn't even begin to become a bodhisattva until one has had the direct perception of emptiness?
I guess that depends on what kind of bodhisattva you're talking about. Because I think
Not an Arya Bodhisattva, not a Bodhisattva.
right.
Then only bodhisattvas can take bodhisattva vows, right?
Or any. No.
I've been told I'm too loud. I'm leaving.
Oh no. But I think that somewhere I've seen defined a bodhisattva defined as someone who has the wish, and I don't think that necessarily means someone who's seen emptiness. However, what I thought you were going to say was the other 5 perfections aren't perfections unless they're, filled with the 6th one anyway. So in a sense, maybe you do have to have the 6th one first, because that's what makes the other 5 perfections.
That's Lexo.
So I think he was just being a little bit sarcastic here at the end. So please don't anybody take that literally. That you're not going to automatically just stop making bad karma if you learn about emptiness.
Bummer.
Okay, I know. I thought it would work too. STWs.
Woohoo.
First one, Dark. Actually, Michael just said it. Oh no, you didn't say it. You said the last one.
Scared?
Good. Tasha.
The voice to the waist.
Nice. This is like a. I'll give you a hint. It's a very negative way to finish off my quiz. All 3 of them.
Ruined this?
Yes, exactly. I knew you'd get it when I gave that hint. All right, awesome. Thank you, everybody, for your participation.
Yay, Nick.
谢谢 Nick.
Yay, Nick. Okay, here we go.
Share Michael screen. Microphone.
You guys okay?
Yeah, boss.
Am I okay?
Hanging in there.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, time for advertising. Number one. Where's that? These two handsome guys. So anyway, if you're in the audience and you would like to listen to this webinar on Sunday, June 7th, it's for free. There's no charge. And it's called the 10 biggest mistakes you can make after the crisis. Because this gentleman and myself, we wrote a book called The 10 Biggest Mistakes You Can Make in Your Life. And this is Mr. Mirza Karim
Please share the
Norbiakov.
screen.
I'm sorry, didn't I? I
Sure,
did.
Yeah, we can see it again.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, this is Mirza Karim Norbiakov. He's a very, very famous scientist and a spiritual teacher of Islam, and also a very great doctor who sold 5 million books about medicine. And we're gonna do a talk together about how to not mess up after the crisis is over, if the crisis ever ends, okay? And Noor, can you put up the link? Are you there?
The link's
Hi,
already
Nicolas.
up.
Okay, the link's up. Okay, so that's my one advertisement I finished. Let's see here.
Geshe-la, can I
Yeah,
mention something?
go ahead.
This event will not be streamed in mainland China.
Okay,
So I just want to say sorry for our audience there will not be able to stream it.
okay,
So please don't post this event on WeChat. It's kind of sensitive. So later on, we'll have it on YouTube translated, but not live streamed in China. So please help us and not send it to WeChat now.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you.
And this is the Diamond Cutter Press website, okay? You just type in Diamond Cutter Press. And I wanted to kind of advertise our new books. These are all new books. How Yoga Works, there's a new edition with a new cover. Sunlight on the Path to Freedom is the the first Mixed Nuts translation to be published. And it's a commentary to the Diamond Cutter Sutra, and I think it's the best one ever made. And what's the other one? Oh, down here. Well, let me show you here. This is the Diamond Cutter commentary. That was the first book that our Mixed Nuts translation group published. We made a fancy gold cover for sponsors, okay? So if you're interested in helping the Mixed Nuts to feed their kids and their dogs and their yoga studios and their little cafes, you can buy one of these. And we just put out a hardback copy, public hardback copy, which is much cheaper if you don't want to be a sponsor, and you can buy it on this website, and you can buy it on Amazon. And the Mixed Nuts just finished their second book. Yay! And both these books were done with the help of Venerable Jigme. And this one's called Sunlight on Suchness. This is a commentary to the Heart Sutra. I think it's the best commentary to the Heart Sutra I ever saw by Chonin Lama. And you can also purchase that on our website. You can advance order it, okay? You can buy a sponsor copy if you want to help the Mixed Nuts group keep working and not go hungry. And if you don't want to be a sponsor, you can buy the hardback copy, which also you can advance order on the website. And we have a special edition of both of these because the name is both of them are called Sunlight. So we call it Double Sunlight. And if you have these two commentaries, you have all the two greatest sutras ever spoken in Buddhism. Okay, so we sell them as a set if you want to be a sponsor of a set. And Venerable Jigme said that's going to be some kind of discount. Yay. Okay, Nick, let's get to work.
Thank you for having us all.
DiamondCutterPress.com. Okay.
Yeah.
20%
What do you call it?
discount.
Woo. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. Mr. Nick's text.
Okay. Important. Dear Geshe Michael.
What? Oh,
No,
did I do? Go.
Nipa Pung Sok Sung Pagapa Chen Yimpala Nge Tang Sheche To.
Yeah, okay. This comes from the outline that we had before, and we are going to attempt to show to our audience, which is Hinayana, sutra guys, that when the Buddha basically gave the first turning of the wheel and taught in a certain person's text, the heaps, the categories, the doors of sense, he was being metaphorical. He was being figurative. He wasn't saying what he really wanted to say. Why?
Because he was saying that they were real.
Students are
But
not.
why didn't he say what he really wanted to say?
People are
Because
not
those people weren't worthy, or they weren't going to be able to hear it yet. They weren't going to be able to understand.
Yeah,
it.
the audience wasn't ready. The audience wasn't ready. And he would just make them crazy and they would quit. So, and then he would break his bodhisattva vows. Okay. So, okay. So there's 3 topics in the discussion of why that first turning of the wheel, basically, or you can say Stanley Banley's, Vasu Banley's text is to be interpreted, okay? It's not literal. 3 parts. We're gonna show the steps by which you should teach students emptiness, and we finished that, right?
Yeah.
Now we reach the second part, which is he's gonna explain to us, Gyaltsab J is gonna, or Nagarjuna is gonna explain to us why the Buddha's teaching of the heaps, etc., was gomba. And here, as Nick knows, it means
To be interpreted.
yeah, gomba chen. You can see it right, well, gombe wanki, okay? So it's the opposite, it's tong dun, right? All right, meaning gomba chen means he had something else in mind, okay? Gomba chen, okay? Sometimes you can call it gopa chen, which means he had other goals in mind. And he simplified things because he knew it would be easier for them, okay? All right, and so here comes the real discussion. And then we're gonna have sheje. Sheje means back up, okay? It literally means nowhere, Noah fire. But in a discussion, in a scholarly discussion, it means evidence from scripture, evidence or proof, okay? Backup information, sheje, okay? Oftentimes it means logical proofs in support of this idea that the Buddha didn't mean what he said when he taught the heaps, okay? Cool. All right. Nick, did you do this already?
Man, I did that and then I forgot to send you the updated version, so we can do it right now.
Okay. Let's look at it.
Mametyahan with an N at the end. Oh no, sorry. Iti proktan.
Yeah, you're right. Proktan. Okay.
Yatha, yeah.
That's fine. Tata.
Right. Yeah, I changed to those things.
Skandayatana.
Right. I caught that too before.
Something's wrong here.
Maybe that.
No, that's okay. Okay, good. Very good. Let's go straight to the
Commentary.
Let's go straight to the commentary, okay? Please read now, Stanley. Here's your last chance to criticize Nick. After that, his daughter's gonna take over.
Probably true. Jigsaw la tawa tadak separ bankyang. Gongbe wangi gyawa yang takpar dope sangye nam. Doje keme dope tap sunga tanga yi shesung patar. Pungpo tang kam tang keche nam tanye tamtu yabala gong ne pe te shintu tekona ni tope tapsu gong pe wanki sungpayin no.
Okay, cool. It's a beautiful description of the need for adjusting a teaching for the audience, for your students, okay? Which is the whole point of Chang'e, okay? So jigsaw la tawa. Now, okay, you're gonna translate this first line up to the comma,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give you a clue. It describes Lord Buddha.
Okay. Even if he had given up, completely extinguished, the world, like worldly views, or like no, sorry, the view of destruction and etc.
Yeah, the view, what's it called? So good.
The destructible view.
Will of destruction.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays we're calling it view of destruction because it's hopeless to ask people to think of what's the view of the perishable assembly.
Perishable assemblage.
It's like, that's going to get you thrown out of McDonald's. It's not just that the waiter will be confused, okay? Okay, so even though Lord Buddha
had completely given up the view, this destruction view, this view of destruction.
Which means he doesn't have any tiny thought that things come from their own side.
Right.
But he taught that. But he still taught that.
That things come from their own side. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's why this first sentence is here, okay? Look, he didn't believe what he was saying at all, but he had to say it, okay? All right. What did he say? Gongbe Wangki, okay? Gongba here means what? I mean, what does Gongba mean in general?
What he really had in mind.
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, Gongba literally means, yeah. So here it means he had something else in mind, but he said another thing, okay? He had one thing in mind, but he said another thing. And that's called Gongbe Wangki. He had ulterior motives.
With
he had
something
ulterior motives, okay? And not just him, Sangye Nam.
The Buddhas.
Yeah, all Dzogpe Sangyes.
Complete Buddhas.
Samyak Sambuddhais. And he's glossing victors. And what he means is, make it plural, okay? Victors here means totally enlightened beings, okay? Nam. Now start from Su and go backwards.
Those who, there had to be a method,
No,
as
Su
a
means
method for bringing to realization students.
And this is instrumental. So that means they're the subject of the sentence.
Right. Students who hadn't yet came, they didn't come yet. Oh, for the benefit of students who hadn't yet arrived.
No, you had it before. Kiewa mepa.
Nothing starts?
Not starting.
Nothing ever starts.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a synonym here for emptiness. Okay. The fact that nothing ever starts. And it's especially dear to Nagarjuna's heart because that's how he started the book Wisdom. Okay. So only as a method, only as a sneaky method.
Oh, to help people realize that nothing starts.
Yeah, to help disciples realize that nothing starts, which means emptiness. Okay.
Yeah.
He taught nga dangai.
Me and mine.
Yeah. And not only that, in the same way that he mentioned me and mine, he taught Pumbo, Kam, Keche.
He taught the heaps and the categories and the.
Yeah, he taught Stanley's book. Yeah. By the way, for $100, I'm in a good mood because I just taught 59 and a half classes, okay? And tonight I'm having a good say to. All right. By the way, I have to have it with my honey, you guys. I'm sorry.
Great.
What in the third line is closely connected to something in the first line here?
You mean the fourth line again? Just
No.
checking.
Here's
Oh.
3 lines. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay.
What thing in this line is closely connected to the first line? And if
Top-
Sugen doesn't win this money, his wife should hit him with a shoe.
Jigsaw Tower and Natangai.
Hey, beat you out, you guys. I'm sorry, Nick.
He's fast, that one.
I think he's got a way of looking into the future and seeing the answer. He's got to be cheating somehow. Okay. Yeah, Jigsaw Latawa, which is link number.
One.
Yeah, link number 1 is always aimed at me and mine. Okay. In the wheel of life, link number 1 is always aimed at me and mine, the perishable assembly. Okay. And as the Buddhist talked about me and mine, he also talked about all these ways of dividing existence. Okay. But his real gongba was that tiny samduyapa. You translate that, Nick. His real gongba was that these 3 things
We're only just
tiny
they only exist conventionally, or they're just
yeah, they only exist in words. What's words mean?
terms, or like a thing coming out of your mind, basically.
Nice. Yeah, mental images. Never forget that. That's the real meaning of Tanyi. Okay. All right. Pedeshindu. You got to read this very strange. Okay. You got to read this pedeshindu. Pedeshindu. Okay. Metaphorically. Okay. Metaphorically. And it doesn't mean pedeshindu like some kind of example. It doesn't mean that. Pedeshindu means changdundu.
Wow. Okay.
Figuratively. Okay. He only said these 3. He only talked about heaps and categories and doors of sense metaphorically. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was his ulterior motive? Go backwards.
As a method, people realize suchness.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay. So we just proved that the heaps that some strange Banley guy teaches were only spoken metaphorically. Okay. He didn't mean it. It's not the main point of the Buddhist teachings to divide things into 18 or 12 or 5. Okay. All right. But it's helpful, I have to say. All right. Now we start, Nick, the evidence, okay? Like backup data, okay, to supporting information, okay? And there's 2 parts here.
Reasoning and scripture.
Reasoning and scripture. Here's the first, which is reasoning. Now, something cool is going to happen, Nick.
We're going to hitting the part that we translated previously.
Yeah, we're hitting the part that he referred to previously, way back when he was discussing Huashang.
Right.
Huashang.
Yeah, he was talking about whether or not the direct perception of emptiness, whether there's a mind or not during the direct perception of emptiness.
Yeah, perfect. So way back in the beginning of Nick's book, like 100 years ago, there was a section where somebody was trying to argue that when you see emptiness, you lose your mind. There's no mind at all, okay? And then we said, no, you have to have a mind. We're gonna talk about it later, okay? We're gonna talk about it later. And guess what?
Here we are.
Later has come.
One child and one dog later.
Okay, so here but I'll just review, okay? Here we are saying it may be true that when you're in the direct perception of emptiness, you cannot see anything which was caused, okay, which had causes, which had dependence in that sense, okay? But that doesn't mean that what you saw was not emptiness, because emptiness never
Changes.
changes. It is constant, okay? If emptiness changed 1%, then the husband in the kitchen would be 1% coming from his own side, okay? All right, so this sentence says, I agree, look, I agree. You're not looking at anything which is changing, but that doesn't mean you're not looking at anything, okay? All right, second section here. We're gonna get to a text. We're gonna get to a part in the 60 verses, which we just reached, okay? Which talks about the great elements, which we just went through in whose text?
So Suga? No.
In Abhidharma.
In the Abhidharma text, which proves, Stanley, your text is most important.
Yeah.
Because it's the foundation of everything, okay?
It's
so, yeah. Now, later on in the 60 verses, we will get the idea of the mind possessing an object aspect is accepted, okay? And so if you're going to accept the ideas you expressed here, you better give some careful thought to the question of whether or not there exists three aspects: something which changes, something which makes it change, and the changing itself. And it's also relevant to the discussion of how can a changing instrument perceive an object which is unchanging, okay? How can a changing instrument perceive an object which is unchanging, okay? Which is a pretty cool question, right? Okay. Now I inserted our translation, but I think it sucks now. And I mean, we gotta change it now, okay? So anyway, it was good for its day, which is when we were starting to be tortured by Gyaltsabje.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Mahabhuta Divis. I'm gonna stick with a J.
Right. Yeah. I changed them back to J's. This was
I don't mind. I tried that for a while. It was unpopular. Koktan. Samavarudyate. Okay. Taj.
Taj. Yeah. And do you want NY? No. Yeah. Taj Nani.
Yeah. No. Bigamang Yati. Nano Mithya. Okay, good.
That's what I got too. Things that have been explained. Oh yeah, this is my translation.
Well, it's doesn't matter. You know, by the way, it's not the 35th verse anymore. We fixed the numbers of the verses. It's
Right.
30.
Yeah. We were
okay. Let's read the. Now, look, this part is hard. And, you know, let's go out with a flaming wreck, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gyusuk.
Gyusuk chungwa chempo shitang trebu ui suk chuchik la sopa dole shepani marik pe rangshin ki nambar sheba la nampa tene namba sharwa tsamma tok ye bar shakmi nepe nambar shebe kong sundula.
Okay, good. Now, let's not even talk about apples and redness, okay? Let's go more basic. Let's talk about the atoms or the elemental energies which underlie all physical matter, okay? Gyusuk, okay, which is the causal physical stuff, which is like gravity. What's the other one?
Strong force, weak force, and the electromagnetic force.
Yeah, electromagnetic force. And what's the other one?
Strong force and the weak force.
Momentum. Okay, let's take these basic energies, physical energies behind all things, okay? Those are called the four causal cases of physicality, and they create 11 resulting cases of physicality, okay? And Stanley loves that subject. So if you're curious, ask him.
And
Do
we
you want
already
to
made
tell us the 11? No, okay. Okay, he's on strength. Okay, let's open, maybe he's in the toilet. Dole Shepani. Okay, Marikpe Rang Shinki number Shepan la number Tene. They present themselves, okay? These physical things in the universe, whether they are the underlying physical causes of physical stuff or the resulting physical products of the underlying physical energies, okay? It not, what's it, regardless of what you're talking about, okay? And by the way, those were explained in Sutra, right? They were taught from Sutra. Why is that significant here?
Because we're doing backup. We're doing.
That's a good guess. But what's another reason?
Oh,
we are currently destroying what?
Yeah, the lower schools.
Yeah.
Which includes the sutrists and people who only accept the word of Buddha.
Yeah, we are in the process of deconstructing. We're tearing down the early sutras. Okay. Okay. Marikpe Rangshinki number Shepala number Deni. They present themselves, okay, these physical energies and their products present themselves to a consciousness, to an awareness whose nature is to misunderstand them, okay?
Yeah,
They
cool.
present themselves to a state of mind whose very nature is to misunderstand them, okay? Therefore, we can say they are only a Nambasharva.
They're a mere appearance.
Yeah, they exist only in appearances, like a phantom, okay? Like a reflection in a mirror, okay? Matot, but for that, okay, they only exist as phantoms. And the Yopashak Minu, we could never
exist. You could never posit something other than that, I guess.
You could never say they existed, okay? They are phantoms, okay? When you see your computer and the energies which cause it to not melt on the table, okay, all you are seeing is a phantom. They don't really exist, okay? Therefore, they are not outside entities. Sound familiar? They have to be due into Namshi.
Subsumed within consciousness.
Yeah, Kongsu means into that category, into that set.
Oh.
Because all physical matter only appears to a state of mind which is mistaken, then we have to say that all physical matter is a delusion of the mind.
A byproduct of consciousness? Yeah.
No, it must be included into mental stuff. It doesn't have any existence of its own because it's a fantasy. It's like a purple elephant with two heads, okay? It doesn't exist. If you think it exists, you're just watching part of your own mind. It's just a delusion, okay? Who's saying this? We don't know yet.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm curious
Yeah,
about.
don't freak out yet. Like, we don't know who's saying this. Okay?
Freaking out inside.
Yeah, we don't know who's saying this. Keep going.
Okay. Napar shepa terang shinki kiawa mebar shebe ni jungwa sokla dempar shembang njawar ngyorna.
Yeah. Now this is interesting. And those people who understand shepe, okay? Those people who understand that the nature, I'm sorry, those people who understand that the mind which is seeing this physical stuff is itself something which never started by any nature of its own. Okay, if you understand that the instrument of perception itself is also something which is illusory, it could never have started, okay? Okay, then those kind of people, Jawa, from the Shemba, that the physical stuff is real.
Yeah, they're freed from any belief in the elements and such as being real.
Yeah, why? Because they understand that even the instrument that thinks it sees it is mistaken.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't. Yeah,
Never started. It's empty. Okay. The only evidence we have for the existence of a red colored apple is the imagination of a red colored apple, and the instrument doing the imagining is empty. It's unreal. So the object is fake and the perceiver is fake. Okay.
totally.
The object is being confirmed by a mistaken state of mind. How's that? Which never started. Okay. It was never there. Okay, got it?
Again, how did you notice that a folio number was missing?
I forgot I was looking for it for something. I was trying to check a reading and I couldn't find a folio number.
Whoa.
Okay. So I wanted to check the scan and I realized, by the way, it's part of Utpala's, why she loves this stuff, I don't know, but she can just confirm that all the folio numbers are there. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like wondering if she noticed this just casually.
No, okay. Let me ship it okay, anyone who understands that the instrument you use to perceive the apple didn't exist, it also overcomes any attraction to the idea that the apple is real. Jungwa, the elements, okay, the 4 elements, okay. Jungwa Chembo here, okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it? Keep going.
Tedak lok pa yang dak pa mayim par nam par dak pa mayim nam teyim par tel lo teyim par tel.
Right. Now we go to the root text, okay? I'm gonna shoot up to the root text, okay? Jungwa che la sokshe pa, the great elements and so forth, which were described in the first turning of the wheel, let's say, okay, are actually to be included into the mind. They don't exist outside of the mind. It sounds like
mind only.
Yeah, it sounds like mind only, okay? And once you understand that, you are free of them, okay? Therefore, lopa namtak mayinam, I don't know. Can't we say after examination that they are unreal, okay? That they are mistaken, okay? Who's mistaken?
Whoever's looking at it with the mistaken state of mind.
Believe in elements.
Cannot we say then that you understand them in a wrong way, okay? You perceive them mistakenly, okay? What? This suk, okay? This Jungwa suk is the first of the 5
heaps.
Yeah, don't tell me the heaps were literal. They don't even, the first one doesn't exist. Okay. Don't you understand that everything about it is mistaken? Okay, got it. Don't tell me it was literal. Don't tell me the Buddha meant it when he said the heaps are out there. The first heap is out there, okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Who's talking?
Gyaltsab. I mean, this is Nagarjuna.
Yeah, he's saying, don't tell me it's not mistaken. Isn't it mistaken? Isn't your opinion of these heaps, of this physical stuff, lokpa?
Yeah.
What do you want to ask?
I think I just might have answered my own question in my mind, but this shepat at the end of the first line, I remember last time a couple of years ago really struggling how to catch that because it sounds so clunky the way that I said it. But now
here's the shepa here, okay?
Oh, the shepa
means dole shepa.
Right, now I get it. Yeah.
Okay. The these very solid underpinnings of the most solid of the 5 heaps, okay?
Yeah.
Which were taught by Buddha in the first turning of the wheel.
Yeah.
They actually, more correctly, Yandak do, they are to be considered mind itself, okay? And people who know that, they're free of those objects, okay? So isn't your original opinion of them mistaken? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, totally. And I get it's so much more clear now.
Yeah, isn't it?
It helped to do the commentary first.
Okay. Well, it helps to struggle and make mistakes, and then later you fix your mistakes. But if you never tried, if you waited until you understood it before you made mistakes, that would never end. Okay. Here we go. Dorna.
Dorna Jungsok Chempa Rangshin Mete. Tetene Kiwe Chir Chebao.
This is very weird. Okay, you gotta check this. You know how sometimes stuff feels uncomfortable to get you, Michael? This doesn't,
Well,
yeah.
When he says Jungsok, he's probably talking about the 4 and then the 11 that he had mentioned above.
No, then it would be Jungwa Chembo So. You see, the 11 are never called Chembo.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Something's wrong here.
Okay.
Something's missing here. Okay. And it's not a difficult sentence, but something's missing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. They have no nature. Okay. That physical form has no nature because it has arisen in dependence upon
the mind, consciousness.
Names, right? Names, meaning pictures, mental pictures. Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. Please read.
Napa Sharwa Matok Chidan Yibar Shak Minate Mosham Ki Pula Sokpa Yang Yibatel Wan Gyoro.
This is okay, this is pretty heavy, okay? You cannot establish, okay? You could never establish, right? Joke, shock, joke.
Yep.
Chiroti dun.
Outer objects.
Outer objects, except to say they are just an appearance to the mind. They just appear to the mind, okay? You could never posit the existence of outer objects independent of them being something which appears to the mind, okay? Because if you could, then Mosham Kipus,
they would exist.
Kids of Moshams.
Oh, children of barren women's.
Yeah, children of barren women would also have to exist. Why? Because they also can appear to the mind. Okay? If everything that appears to the mind exists as an outer thing, okay, then suddenly all these kids of barren women are going to pop up around the universe because we just imagined them, okay? And if something can be said to exist because you can imagine it, then kids of women who cannot have kids would pop up all over the universe. Why? Because outer objects pop up all over the universe just because you can imagine them, okay?
But are they going that far and talking about just because you can imagine them, or are they just saying?
Yeah, that was the whole discussion here. That was the whole discussion. Oh yeah, number shawa means that. They appear to the mind, okay?
Right.
And what we've been saying is very mind only, okay? Even the physical forces which underlie all matter are just mental images, things appearing to the mind, okay?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, all these arguments are pretty strange, right? It almost sounds mind only, okay?
Pretty mind only, yes.
It's uncomfortable. We don't really know who's talking. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, when in doubt, translate the next paragraph.
Okay, the one that's, sorry, the screen's still moving.
Okay.
There we go. Shebe Zinnam Yutam me, Dangbo Tarna, Sungnam Yanke Langbe, Nangdu Chok Batang Chir Chok Be, Chani Kelang Be, Rangrik Kelang La, Chimatarna, Sungnam Mite Toshena.
Yeah. Now, here's the guy's argument. Okay, it's kind of subtle. Okay, let me get this straight, you guys. You're just saying that like blue exists just as something appearing to my mind, right? Blue just exists as an object, as a mental object, and not out there. Okay, which we call sungnam. Okay, here's sungnam. Okay, which means the aspect object. I'm sorry, the object aspect, as opposed to the subject aspect, zinnam. Okay, so this is subject aspect, and this is object aspect. Okay. Now, yeah. Now listen, we just said that all object aspects are actually subject aspects.
Yes, we did.
Okay, we just said that all object aspects are actually subject aspects because all the things you think you see, you're only watching part of your mind appearing to your mind. Okay, got it?
Yes.
So now he comes back to us. A guy comes back to us. Okay, so let's say the color blue is just part of your mind, appearing to your mind. Okay, in that case, what's the other half that is seeing it? The subject aspect, does that exist or not? Or is that just a sungnam? When you're aware of your own mind, are you just watching another object aspect?
Oh, okay. Are you
Got it?
Do you mean another Zimnam?
Yeah. Okay, listen. If all the things I think I see in the world are actually just mental things in my mind,
Right.
then I guess you can't say there's any real object perceived, percepto. Okay, everything is a zinam.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But how about zinams? Aren't those sungnams? Okay, are those also appearing to your mind? Is your perception of you perceiving also a false perception? Okay, all right, got it?
Yep.
Okay. Now, he says, I'll give you two choices. Is there a subject aspect to consciousness or not? Okay. Is there ye, dam, or me? Now, dambotarna.
If it's the first case, if there is
Yeah.
one.
If you say that the blue is no longer an object, really, it's just the mind appearing to the mind. Okay. All right. Now, if you accept the concept of a subject aspect, you must accept the concept of a sungnam.
I'm an object aspect.
Yeah, you can't call something a subject aspect if there's nothing that's object aspect. Okay.
Right, because it's to be
That's like saying this guy's a fisherman when there's no fish.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. So do there exist subject aspects or not? And we say, okay, that does. Well, then there should exist object aspects because you named it a subject aspect.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're gonna have to say that there's parts of the mind which are nangduchopa, which are inwardly
focused,
directed, and inside the whole mind, inside the single mind, there's an outer aspect and an inner aspect. Okay, like the red and blue you see in your own mind is chirchopa. Okay, outwardly
directed.
Yeah, outwardly directed. And then there's parts of your mind which are nangchopa, inwardly aspect. Okay.
Seems okay.
You'd have to say there's two parts of your mind. Okay, what are the two parts of your mind?
Sungnam and Zing.
You have to say there's parts of your mind that appear to be outside, and there's parts of your mind that appear to be inside, because you accept the idea of a subject aspect and an object aspect, okay?
That still sounds so mind only, doesn't it?
Sounds fine.
It does very much, yeah. And listen, if you're gonna accept that the mind can appear as outer things and inner things at the same time, then you must accept Rangrik.
Right, apperception, the ability of the mind to focus on itself.
You're gonna have to accept that the mind can perceive the mind in a single moment. You have to say that, right?
Yeah. Right.
By the way, did we have a Rangrik in Stanley's text just now?
I bet we did, but I can't remember.
No, Matak.
What?
The seventh consciousness?
Yeah. Your awareness of your thoughts of the moment before, including your outside perceptions, okay?
Right.
So Abhidharma accepts Rangrik. Agree or not?
Sure, but they don't necessarily, but not necessarily proven by that, because they're talking about the moment before, right?
Yeah, good. It's not simultaneous, okay? The apperception, the ability of the mind to perceive the mind, is posited on simultaneity. It has to be happening at the same time. Okay, so does the Abhidharma posit a state of mind which can perceive itself? Yes, but only itself in the moment before. Okay, not simultaneously. Okay, here we're talking about true Rangrik. Okay, got it. Then we say, oh yeah. Okay, there is no subject aspect. Okay, we changed our mind. We agree. It raises too many problems. If the mind was perceiving itself when you were perceiving a red apple, then there'd have to be outwardly directed mind and inwardly conscious mind at the same millisecond. Too complicated. There'd have to be self-perception of the mind in a single moment. So yeah, that's too complicated. Let's say me up here, me.
Right.
There don't exist subject aspects, okay?
Ugh.
Then what does he say?
And there can't
If
be
you
object-
say may, then
there can't be object aspects either.
yeah, then how the hell can you talk about an object aspect if you say there's no subject aspect? Right? I got you either way.
How on
Who's
earth?
that? The other guy.
Yeah.
That's the other guy. Okay, cool. We doing okay?
Yeah, but how else
We're over time.
the number shape works?
Wait, we're gonna get there.
Oh, good.
Let's finish this sentence, Nick. I don't want to wonder about this for 2 months or 3 months. Okay. Do you mind?
No, I'm happy.
Okay, here we go.
Do as much as I can. Shebe yorikpa jukpa rikpa tam jup simpe rikpa jupar chawe chir to rangi rikam shenki rikchipar mirikte tetarna sheba pempor yorte jume pumpa selgepa shin.
Okay. This is probably key. Okay. Because this is Shenkiri, okay? It's parallel.
Rankiri, Shenkiri, yeah.
Or else this is genitive, okay? So there's something's going on here, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Shepe yo rikpa trupa, rikpa sam trup simbe, rikpa trupa chai chidu. I don't know what the heck it's talking about. Let's go slow. Okay. Shepe yo rikpa trupa. When you prove, Shepe yo rikpa trupa, when you prove that the awareness is knowing an object, right? When you establish that awareness is knowing an object, rikpa sam trup simbe, the only thing you've really proven is awareness.
Yeah.
Okay.
That awareness exists, basically.
Yeah. Therefore, Ripa Dupa Chawi Chirdu, if you want to prove awareness, okay, Chawi Chirdu, you're going to have to you're going to have to examine whether it is knowing itself or whether it is known by something else. Okay. Is consciousness confirmed by itself in the same moment, or is consciousness itself confirmed by some other state of mind? Okay.
Okay.
But you can't discuss that question. You can't think of it that way. Why? In that case, the mind would have to be
Physical.
would have to be matter. Okay, why? It would have to be like a butter lamp which illuminated a vase, a coffee cup in Andron Denise.
I remember being super confused by this the last time we went through this.
Yeah. Let's leave it and come back to it later. But the point is, does the mind, and by the way, the word loka in Sanskrit means what?
See.
Yeah.
To shine
the world.
realm.
Yeah,
Right.
the world. That which is the illumination, the illumined.
Yeah,
And then there's an ancient belief in India that the mind illuminates objects, and that's why you see things. Okay, like when you open your eyes, some kind of light comes out of your eyes and illuminates the object. Okay, the object existed before the awareness of the object, and then you open your eyes and the light comes out of your mind and illuminates the object, and that's why loka was called the lit. Okay, in ancient times, that's some Hindu thing. Okay, or is it the case that the object is triggering the state of mind? Which way does it go? Is the mind illuminating something that was there already, or is the object triggering the state of mind? Okay. Which way you want, because he's criticizing the first option. Okay. Is it that the mind, you open your eyes and then the mind illuminates the object? Okay. Or is it that you open your eyes and the object triggers a state of mind? Okay.
So that's what he means when he says the mind would be physical matter?
Yeah. Because then the mind's function would be to light up things which were already out there. Okay. Where in that scenario does the idea that blue is just appearing to the mind and doesn't have an outer existence? If you believe that the mind, when you think of an object, you illuminate it, and therefore you're aware of it. It's kind of like you're lighting up something which was in the dark, right? You walked into your room with a flashlight and you turned on the flashlight, right? So in a way, in that sense, the mind illuminates things and then they exist or something like that, okay? And another possibility is that the mind is presenting images to the mind, okay? But then you have trouble with the idea of subject and object.
Because it's all the mind. It's all the subject, I guess.
Yeah, and okay, the dream thing, okay, you ready? I'll just throw this in for super confusion. This is a dream idea. Let me get it straight. Something like, okay, I can't quite get it straight, but something like if outer colors exist because mental seeds are going off in the mind, making mental pictures, presenting themselves to the mind, right?
Yes.
In which case, the objects that we think of or that we perceive in the world are illusory, right? They are deceptive.
They're deceptive.
Okay, and they are confirmed by a certain state of mind, which therefore has to be deceptive.
Okay. Yeah.
Because seme drupa yupeteni, right?
Yeah.
The very definition of existence is that which is confirmed by a valid state of mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if an apple exists and the apple is fake, then the state of mind that confirms it has to be fake or diluted, somehow diluted. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know. I think that's gonna come up in your text. Okay.
Whoa.
I think that's gonna be important in your text. Okay.
Can you elaborate the relationship to your dream real quick? 'Cause that's where you were just
Well, I still can't remember a piece of it, but it was this. There's gonna be an argument in somebody's text that if the object that you confirm is illusory, then the mind which confirms it has to be illusory. Okay?
Oh yeah. Okay. That's so this argument has been coming here. Yeah.
And then nothing exists. You
Mhm.
see?
Yeah, I guess that is this section of the text.
Yeah, you would like to say, okay, the mind is like a flashlight. When you think of an object, okay, when you think of a coffee cup, the light turns on in your head and makes this visible, okay? And then somebody says, no. This is actually part of your mind appearing to part of your mind, okay? Yeah, but I thought it was outside. Yes, that's true. So are you saying that the Sungnam is lying to me? Yes, that's true. Well, what confirms that it's lying to me? Your mind. Well, then your mind is lying to you also. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
It comes up somewhere. I don't remember who's, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's going to come up someday somewhere. Okay.
What does
All
it
right.
have to do with no, the mind can is it without object? There could be a mind without object.
Cannot. I mean,
Oh,
conventionally speaking, no, cannot. Yeah.
Anton is asking if now we would address the emptiness of the ripening of the seed. I think that's going down a hole.
I'm having dinner. You guys discuss it.
Q&A tomorrow.
Those Russian guys, they think too much.
Anton, you can speak. You have the power.
No, don't, no. He's
Anyway,
too hard.
Thank you so much, Ken. That was amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't be bad to go over this again. Okay.
For a third or fourth time. Yeah, I mean.
Nick, do you have the courage to start over again?
Yeah, for sure. Of course. I mean, I want to understand it someday.
Okay, I propose we start again here. Okay. Start here. Stopped here. Okay, I'm punishing us. I'm going back half a class. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
cool.
let's see if time helps it be more clear, and let's work on it.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Yay. That's a privilege.
I mean, Shenjie would normally be some comfortable quotations that proved your point, but he wants to make them. He says, I'm going to do quotations and logic, and we're inside the logic. I wish he would have done the quotations first. Okay.
I feel like we're philosophers now.
All right.
Sashi Puki Juki Rirabling Shi Nyende Genpadi Sange Shingdu Mikte Wargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Chupashok Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnir Yatayami Kewa Di Kewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Tok Tok Shing Sanam Yeshe Leju Wei Dampa Kun
Oh, awesome classes, you guys.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you so much. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Delicious classes. Delicious
Vicky.
classes.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was an amazing term. And tomorrow, the grand finale with the tough questions for Geshe Michael for 2 hours under the hot lights.
Don't ask me about this part.
I'm glad this came after I did my Q&A, because I would have been like, duh. Thank you so much, Ken. 2 hours tomorrow. Thank you for doing it. We'll take a little break.
Yeah, I'm happy. What time does it start?
It's 8 to 10.
Okay,
Arizona
got it.
time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Love you guys.
We love you
you.
too.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Geshe-la.
The family says
Okay,
good night.
Singapore. Good night.
No morning. Good night, Geshe-la.
Happy Senchu.
Happy
Thank you,
Senchu.
Dele. Touch it, Dele.
Happy
Okay,
Senchu.
good night, you guys.
Enjoy dinner.
One.
Good night, my niece, not my grandniece. Hey,
Night, Geshe-la. We love you.
we love you. I
Nice.
love you guys. Happy Senchu.
Happy Senchu.
Happy Seichu.
Alone.
Oh, Amelie.
Oh, Amelie.
So cute.
Yeah.
Hey, Seiji, how's my audio right now?
What's that?
How's the audio? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. No, not so much different than. Is that the wireless one?
It's a wireless, yeah. How's that? Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, much
It's
better?
louder.
No,
Speak.
Let me set the audio settings a little bit different. Oh, it's really low.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it
Yes,
working?
yeah, Beth, something weird was happening when you were speaking earlier. It was getting like it was hitting the edge of the it was getting garbled. Like somehow the volume was up so high that it was getting garbled at the end.
Oh, it's only medium. Now I'm at number 1.
Yes, so it needs to be a little bit higher now. Like you may have overcorrected.
Tim, your audio sounds